delivery, sir, from Manchester.
Anything to pay?
Only attention.
Oh, smashing. How long have you got?
A whole week. I've reported sick.
Wow. Better get you to bed then.
Faites plus jour, madame, messieurs. Faites plus jour.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus. Sondeur, rue Péripasse. Rien au numéro.
Merci, madame.
Passe à payer.
Evening, Morris. Hello, Arthur.
I thought you promised Maureen.
I have.
Oh, can't keep away, eh? I know the feeling. Her indoors made me promise to give up to Gigi's once. I spent all my time in the betting shops.
Without having a flutter?
Oh, leave off, Morris. What was it Karl Marx said? If you can resist anything except temptation.
Faites plus jour, madame, messieurs. Faites plus jour. 25.
Pardon?
20 bloody 5. You're supposed to be a maths teacher, aren't you?
What?
Monsieur, rien ne va
Good girl.
Friend of yours, Morris?
One of my students.
You're not gambling by proxy, are you?
I am not a gambler, Arthur. You know that. I'm like any businessman who has done his homework. I never make a move unless the odds are in my favour.
So why are you skinned?
With a wife like mine and 2 kids at Millfield, anybody'd be skinned.
The word is that you done a packet at Crockford's. That's why Maureen blew the whistle on you.
I told her you've got to speculate
To accumulate.
Right. It was development money.
10 billets deniers à payer.
Merci, monsieur.
Got to take a break, Mr. Michelson.
All right, Mr. Horner. I'll keep your seat warm for you.
Monsieur, faites vos jeux.
Another of your students, Morris?
Yeah.
What is this? An adult education course?
Teamwork, Arthur. It's the only way to beat the house.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus.
Oh, yeah. What's your game, mate?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't see you.
You want to look where you're going, mate. You boozed up or something?
Well, of course not. It's just that I'm a little short-sighted, that's all.
Come off it. You're completely legless. Look at you.
What's all this about?
Ask this joker. Suddenly took a swing at me. Had a couple too many, if you ask me.
But I assure you, I haven't had a drink all evening.
Huh? Why you smell like a bloody distillery, eh? Come on, sunshine.
Something wrong, George?
Tried to smash up the washroom, Mr. Parsons. Do you want to press charges?
No. Just show him the way out.
Go on.
Bastards.
Set up.
Not many.
Ça rentre. Rue Péripasse. Plein.
They all members of your night class, Morris?
Yeah.
They don't look like punters.
That's the point.
Terry, what are you going to do?
Well, I've got a few ideas.
No, with your life.
Oh, come on, love. I thought this was a social occasion.
Well, what's going to happen when these muscles aren't muscly enough anymore?
Dunno. Suppose I'll have to go back to flying Concords.
You never make any plans. You just drift around letting that Arthur con you out of your hard-earned wages. You should be saving for a rainy day.
I'll leave it out. It's raining hard enough already.
I'm investing a whole week of my life in you, you lunatic. I want to know if it's worth investing any more.
You better check out the interest rate.
Oh, Terry, shut up.
3,
4,800. There we are, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Luck had nothing to do with it, eh?
Nothing. And there's a lot more where this came from. If we're allowed to finish what we started.
Well, he can't chuck you all out.
They don't have to. If they nobble just one of us, the whole coupon is null and void.
Hey, your pupils, they using their own money? Yeah. So you can't lose? What's your share of the profits?
50%.
50% of nigh on £5 on one night. That's a result worth protecting, Morris.
Oh, Morris, would you like to buy me a drink?
Yeah. Wait. I'll tell you what. I'll buy you both a drink. Could be big money, Terry. I've clocked the potential. Two of them won nearly £5 between them.
Yeah, but how much did the others lose?
Peanuts. That is the principle of Morris's system. See, working as a team, the punter is always ahead of the game. And what is more, Morris doesn't even use his own money.
Yeah, all right, so they were lucky. Tomorrow they'd be unlucky.
Look, if Morris has a system and he says it works, that is good enough for me. He is a pro.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him in action, remember?
He's seen you in action too, which is why he wants to hire you.
Hire me?
Yeah, to look after his 6 punters. You see, if one of them can't take the field, the game's off.
No, I'm sorry, mate. My flag's down this week. I'm on holiday.
Holiday? Freelance like you can't have holidays. You have to take the work as it comes.
No, he bloody doesn't. You ought to have more respect for Terry Arthur. You need him more than he needs you.
I do not. Need him? Yeah, minders are 2 a penny.
Not minders with brains.
All right, I grant you, Terry is a slight cut above the average. But he isn't Henry Cooper, is he? He isn't exactly snowed under with offers of deodorant commercials.
Look, Arthur, come on.
Oi! Excuse me. Do you mind not talking about me as if I wasn't here? No, I'm sorry, Arthur. I'm not available.
Oh, suit yourself, son. No, I was just trying to slip you a quick 600.
How much?
Well, no point in talking about it if you're not interested.
Did you say 600 for just 1 week's work?
Look, my agreement with Morris is 10% of his 50%. He reckons they can clear £5 a night, so work it out for yourself. No, maybe not. Look, 6 times 250 is 1,500. Split 60-40.
No need to ask which way.
Women. Always did get in the way of a relationship. You think about it, Terry, and give me a bell, eh? But don't leave it too long, because there's plenty of fellas who break a leg to earn that kind of money.
It's 4 o'clock. Where the hell have you been?
There was a shocking accident down the Beaumont.
Morris, you promised. No more poker, shemmy, blackjack, kaluki, roulette. In a word, no more gambling.
I did not gamble. On my mother's life, I did not have a single punt.
Oh, you went to the Beaumont not to gamble.
I was giving lessons.
Lessons?
Teaching some beginners how to bet.
For that, they need a teacher.
Sure, you've got to have a system, otherwise you're dead.
These punters, how did they hear of you?
I advertised. I didn't tell you, Maureen, because I thought you might not go for it. You don't go for it.
How much you charging?
That depends.
On what?
How much they win.
Suppose they lose?
I guarantee results.
Like you guaranteed results at Crockford's?
That was a dry run. This is for real.
So you are still gambling?
With other people's money. Maureen, I have to make a living, haven't I?
Are you sure you haven't been out with some bird?
No. This is kosher. My word of honour. It's going to get me out from under.
Well, just as long as there's no one else I have to get out from under.
It's an offer you can't refuse, isn't it?
600 quid, you must admit, it is a bit tempting.
More tempting than me.
Look, we'd still have all the days together.
Just as long as you don't fall asleep.
Now, when have I ever fallen asleep, eh? Eh? I just thought of something. Look, there are 3 birds on Morris's team, right? Well, there are some places I can't follow them.
You're not trying to turn me into a minder.
Well, it means we've been together, wouldn't it? And you might earn yourself a few reddies, 100 quid or something.
100 quid for a week with you? Makes me sound like a whore.
Oh, get out. If you were on the game, you could charge a lot more than that.
Could I?
I've got to be honest with you, Terry. It could get dodgy. I mean, they can't actually throw us out, or we could complain to the gaming board. But they've started getting a bit naughty.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Look, roulette is a game of chance, right? And the house always has the edge. So what have they got to be scared of?
Well, they're scared of me. They know I never go into anything unless I have the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
You mean it's a sure thing?
Bloody hell. Look, a team of 6 can cut down the chances of big losses to an absolute minimum. Every night, 1 or 2 of them will hit a winning run that can turn a small punt into a very big payout.
Safety in numbers.
I've spent a lot of time and effort on this system, Arthur. Now I want a result.
How long do you want?
A week. I'm not greedy. I just want a fair return on my investment. And that manager, Parsons, he don't like losing. And already he's seen enough to know he's on a hiding to nothing.
Try another club.
No, it's too late. The world will have gone round by now. They refuse us membership besides.
Besides what?
Besides that bastard Parsons. I owe him one. First he bars me from his poker tables. Now he's putting the frighteners on me punters.
And they're getting a bit nervous, you mean?
Well, they'd feel better if they had some protection.
Right. You need some evening schmutter, Terence. I might be able to help you there.
Oh, I've got that blue suit of mine, that's all right, isn't it?
You can't wear that whole thing. No, you want a proper DJ, bow tie, you know. Look, I've got a consignment of DJs here, just in from Czechoslovakia. Get your jacket off. I'll rent you this one cheap.
You'll rent it to me?
Well, with an option to buy, of course. Here, I'll try that on for size.
Hold on.
Here, get a mirror, would you, Morris?
Yeah.
Ta.
What about Penny? No doubt you've got a concession of evening gowns from Romania.
Funny you should say that. I know where I can lay my hands on a lovely little creation. One of next year's Paris collections.
Next year?
Yeah, fella knows a fella. Been working there for months making copies. Look at that. Look at that, Terry. That could have been made for you.
Ace.
Seems a bit tight.
Yeah? No, it's the way you're standing. Stand up straight. That's it, that's it. Lovely. There you are. Nice shirt to go with that. What do you want, flat or frilly?
Flat.
Flat, yeah. Pair of pumps.
What
Nice
pair of-
tie.
Bow tie?
Bow tie, yeah. Nice bow tie. Yeah. Lovely. Right. Hang on. I'll go and get one. Yeah, all right.
Very tasty, Tim.
What bad is it?
Fancy myself.
Yeah.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus. 29 Nord Imperi Pass. Rien le numéro.
Faites du jeu, madame, monsieur. Faites du jeu.
Waiter, may I have a cup of coffee, please? Black.
Certainly, madame.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus. 13 Nord Imperi Rien le numéro. 12 milliers dernier pays.
Who are all these people?
Merci, madame.
Housewife, accountant, building contractor, catering manageress, retired major,
Imperi Noir.
maths teacher.
They're all gamblers, eh?
No, none of them have ever played before. I didn't want spielers. They're liable to go off the rails and do their own thing.
You expect them all to win?
No, of course not, but with my system, the ones who win far more than the others lose. You'll see.
Monsieur, faites vos jeux.
All right, love.
Faites du jeu, madame, monsieur. Faites du jeu.
How are you doing?
C'est la carte première.
I don't understand it. This geezer and me, we've hardly had a win all evening.
I should stick to the major if I were you. He's cleaning up.
Monsieur, rien ne
It
va
don't make no difference. Whoever I stick with, they all seem to hit a losing streak.
Yes, Arthur, that's what I keep telling Terry.
19 Rouge Imperi Pass. Rien le numéro.
Your coffee, madame. So sorry, madame. Bloody delivery.
Hold on, relax, calm down. Accidents happen, right? You okay, love?
I'm all right. I'm back in a moment.
Go and look after her, please.
Voilà, monsieur.
Pardon moi, madame.
Sorry, love. She's coming back. She'll only be a minute.
Voilà, monsieur, merci.
Passe à payer.
Well, you took that very calmly.
Well, the way things are going, I can afford a new one.
Yes. I've been watching the Major. He's over 3,000 ahead.
Well, it's just as Maurice predicted. I think he's a genius, don't you?
Fancy him, do you?
Oh, it's not that obvious, is it?
Impériment.
Call themselves gentlemen. I've been standing for hours, and not one of them have let me have a seat. Well, I mean, I'm not really into
Trouble.
women's live,
Couple of parsons birds, probably.
but you'd think some of these blokes would learn some manners.
How's the injury, Mr. Orner?
Bit painful, Mr. Michelson. Must be all the damp weather we've been having.
Bonjour, madame, monsieur. Faites vos jeux. Faites vos jeux, madame, monsieur. Faites vos jeux.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus. Ça rentre, plein. À payer passe.
Mr. Michelson, would you mind taking over from me just for a moment?
Yes, all right. Quick as you can, eh? Excuse me, Sancho.
Not your territory, this, eh, Major?
I beg your pardon?
Take my advice, quit while you're ahead. That way you stay healthy.
Were you threatening me?
Just trying to save you some grief. Look what happened to America when she tried to fight on someone else's ground.
I shall report you to the manager. What's your name?
Waste of time. Pulling rank won't do you no good in here.
Then I'll complain to the gaming board.
Oh, I shouldn't do that, Major. Got your address from the membership book. Be making some inquiries. Your old lady. Drives a Ford Cortina, right? Registration number SHV 876R. Fell in the garage, told me the brakes were a bit dodgy. Wouldn't surprise him if she had a nasty accident one of these days.
And if she does, we'll know who it's down to, won't we?
Who are you?
I am the Major's Batman. I do all his dirty jobs.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, you should take the money and run.
Thank you, Major, if you don't mind. I need a little chat. You are well out of order, Sunbeam. Now, you tell your boss, if any of my girls and boys are hurt, I will come looking for him.
No, you won't. You're on your Todd, aren't you? So you're just gonna have to swallow it.
You reckon?
Yeah. There's 6 of them, right? Not counting Michelson. You can't mind them all.
Just you watch me. We've got a problem.
Why?
I think they're going to try something, probably away from here.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, they've got all the names and the addresses from the membership book, haven't they?
How'd you suss that out?
I just caught the geezer trying to put the screws on the Major. Now, luckily, they picked the wrong bloke, right? But it's not going to take much to scare some of the others off, is it? And I can't split myself 6 ways, can I?
No. We're going to have to keep them all together, all the time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Where? Hotel or something?
No, that's money. Hey, how about your drum?
My drum?
Yeah.
Oh, leave it out. I've only got 1 bed, remember? And I like to choose who I share it with.
You got the floor, haven't you? And I can lay my hands on some very high-class sleeping bags. Mate of mine bought a job lot from the last Everest expedition.
No, I'm sorry, mate. Penny will never wear it.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I will split the take with you, 50-50. Now, I cannot say fairer than that, can I?
Well, no. She took a week off just to spend it with me.
Well, she will be spending it with you.
Well, so will half the population of bleeding London.
You look on it as a sort of test. If she stays the course, then she really cares. And if she don't, give it that.
31. Noir, Cherry Pass.
Got another 3 nights, you reckon, Morris, eh?
That's all we need, and we'll murder them.
Well, don't you worry, they'll be quite safe. Terry?
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Ah, no sweat, Morris. By the end of the week, they'll be buying you a complete new motor.
Hold on. No. Hang loose a bit, keep calm.
Yeah, look after him, will you? You and Arthur. Tell I'll get a cab.
You'll keep cool,
Fetch all
eh?
your cars up and we'll go back in contact.
Morris, your lovely car. My Mini's just outside. Can I drop you?
Yeah, of course, mate. There's a phone at 10. You give him 5 feet.
Milk, but no sugar.
Coffee, please. Strong and black.
Have you any cocoa or hot chocolate?
I'll see.
2 teas, 2 coffees, and a cocoa.
Cocoa?
Or hot chocolate. Make it 3 teas, then.
Could you do it, please? Just...
Here you are, 6 sleeping bags, still in their original cellophane.
Thought you said these were used in an Everest expedition.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had to go to the cleaners when they come back from the Himalayas.
I see. And this is the original dry cleaner's cellophane, is it?
That's it, my son. Everything all right? Everyone quite comfortable?
Comfortable? I was more comfortable out in Kenya fighting the Mau.
I'll be fair, Major. You had all the amenities out there. Naffy stuff for cut-price booze, all the local talent you could manage. You can't expect Mr. McCann to compete with that, can you?
Terry, how long are these people staying?
Well, it's a bit odd.
Come on, out with it. How long do we have to put up with this invasion?
Well, Arthur thinks maybe a week.
The whole week?
You invest. I'll make it up to you.
I don't fancy playing love scenes in the middle of Piccadilly Circus.
Come on, every other week's.
I wouldn't bet on it. Oh, if that's anybody else wanting to make a reservation, tell them you've got plenty of room. There's a couple of inches you haven't let behind the record player yet.
Isn't that tea ready yet?
Hello?
Tell.
Oh, hello.
Maureen's been snatched.
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. All her clothes are still here. And her jewellery. I mean, can you imagine Maureen taking off in the middle of the night without her sparklers?
And you reckon it's Parsons?
It's gotta be. I'd get her back as long as I promise never to darken his doors again.
Well, that's a job for the old Bill, isn't it?
No, look, well, hold up, Tell. I mean, I'd rather keep it in the family. See what you can do, eh?
Me?
Well, if the old Bill gets a bit busy, there'll be no more pay nights at the tables. The publicity could finish us.
Oh, yeah. And what's a wife compared with a wheel and a little white ball, eh? Ta-da. Arthur. Come here. You hang about here for a while.
Why, what's the problem?
It's Morris's old woman. He thinks they're holding her to put the black on him.
What can you do?
Well, I don't know. Slap a few wrists, I suppose.
Hey, look, I did a deal with Morris for you to mind this lot for him. If you're going to go tearing around looking for Maureen, I'm going to have to renegotiate.
That's right, Arthur. Yeah. And if I have to fish her out of the river, that's got to be worth another 10%, isn't it?
Terry, where are you going?
Oh, someone at the door. Hello, love. Come in. Come in. Just in time for a nightcap.
Hello, my dear.
Sorry, mate, we're closed.
Is Parsons here?
He's counting the take. He won't see no one.
Where do you think you're going? To talk to Parsons. What about? That's between him and me.
Wrong. It's between you and me.
You say so.
Hold it. Oh, you've got a nerve coming back here. We could really smack you around a bit. Know what I mean? Then hand the pieces to the old Bill.
Nah, you wouldn't do that.
Why not?
You wouldn't fancy the scandal.
What scandal? Terry McCann, hired muscle. Late of HM Prisons, comes barging into the club and tries to nick the take. In the ensuing struggle, members of the staff try to restrain him, and he breaks his arm. Nothing scandalous about that, is there?
Oh, but it wouldn't only be my arm that got broken, would it? I mean, there'd be a lot of other damage.
Oh, that's all right. We're fully insured.
Even for kidnapping?
What?
You snatched Michelson's wife. That's why you can't call the old Bill.
Come and sit down, Mr. McCann.
One minute you're going to break my arm. The next minute it's come and sit down. Now, what is your game?
How'd you like to work for me?
Why?
Why? Because I pay damn good wages, that's why.
Huh? What is the going rate for kidnapping these days?
Suit yourself. Tell Michelson he can have his wife back if he takes his punter somewhere else.
She's okay, is she?
Oh, completely unharmed. And if your governor does as he's told, she'll stay that way.
That's the deal, then?
That's the deal.
Right. Right! Now you tell your monkeys to back off or I'll break your neck.
Do as he says!
Come on, where is she?
I don't know, honest.
Oh, we're gonna have to do this the hard way.
Look, I didn't even know she was missing till you told me. Look, McCain, we might go a bit over the top occasionally, but kidnapping, that's not our game. Take my word.
Take his word? Why should we take his word? Because if it was him who snatched Maureen, he wouldn't have changed his story, would he? He'd want to keep the pressure on, right? So why wouldn't he tell us he was holding her?
Maybe because you was holding him and he was a bit short of breath at the time.
All he had to do was give me a false address and he was off the hook. No, I believe he's telling the truth.
All right. So where is she?
I'm sorry, old son, but that's your problem, innit? I've got to be getting back.
Yeah, hang on a minute, Terry. I've got to find her and you've got to help me.
Well, why not report her missing?
Well, she's not missing, is she? Yet? Well, I mean, not for certain. I reckon you and me, we could ask around a bit first, couldn't we?
Hold on. What about that flat full of punters you've given me?
Well, Arthur can look after them. Oh, look, that bird of yours, do you think... What's her name?
Penny.
Yeah, Penny. I mean, do you think she'd come round here and sit by her phone?
As it happens, I think she'd do anything to get out of there at the moment. But you've got to ask her. I'm not exactly flavour of the month at the moment.
Yeah? Morris? Hey, look, what's happening? Where's Terry? Well, send him home, will you? I've got to get out of here. Even her indoors is better than this. What? Yeah, all right, but it'll cost you. No, she's here on the floor beside me. Yeah, all right. So. Wait, what's the name? Thingy. Hey, wake up. Wake up, darling.
Terry.
No, it's not Terry, it's Arthur. Get off. Get off.
Oh, please, God, make it a nightmare.
That is not very nice. No one looks their best at this hour of the morning.
This is madness. I'm going.
Where you going?
Up north, where there isn't such a housing problem.
Up north? How do you feel about Hendon?
Look, there are thousands of women swanning round Brent Cross every afternoon. Who's going to remember Maureen?
Anybody she bought anything from. She's the last of the great hagglers.
Yeah, but there's nothing special about her, is there? I mean, be fair, she don't exactly stand out in a crowd.
You mean she hasn't got big tits like the scrubbers you knock about with?
Don't go over the top, Morris.
Personality, Terry, that is what makes a woman stand out, because you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? The only time you notice them is when they're horizontal.
Listen, No, you're right. I don't suppose you've ever seen this woman, have you?
I mean, any chance that you might have seen her at all, like yesterday?
Did she buy anything?
No.
So she's not liable to come back. Thanks very much, thank you.
What? She paid cash by any chance? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Would it be possible for us to have a drink when you finish work?
No. Oh, yeah. I remember her. She was in here yesterday round tea time. Told the manageress the scones were stale. Gave her a right rollicking.
Was anyone with her?
Yeah, another lady.
What's she look like?
Big, blousy, bit past it, if you know what I mean. Dripping with furs and jewels.
Sadie.
You know who it is?
Yeah. She's an old bat that Mo plays bridge with. She caught her husband in bed with the au pair, took him for the national debt. Now she carries on a one-woman crusade on behalf of the downtrodden wives of Hendon.
Downtrodden? Look, no offence, Morris, but Maureen's about as downtrodden as Margaret Thatcher.
Well, we've got to find out, haven't we?
What?
If Sadie's been putting a boot in. We'd like a word with Mrs. Gilbert, please. Maurice Michelson.
I'll see if she's in.
Cheeky cow. Listen, are you sure you want me along?
You're supposed to be a minder, aren't you? This is where you start earning your wages.
This way, sir.
Sadie, long time no see. How you been? You're looking wonderful.
Cut the crap, Morris. The reason we don't meet is we can't stand the sight of each other. Who's little boy Blue?
This is Terry McCann. He's helping me look for Maureen.
Taken off again, has she? About time, too.
I was wondering if you knew where she was.
Me? Why should I?
Well, for a start, you spent yesterday afternoon with her down at Brent Cross.
We have been having a nosy, haven't we?
Did she say anything about going away?
What do you care?
Sadie, be nice. I'm her husband.
It's a bit late now, isn't it? If you wanted to keep her, you should have started acting like a husband years ago.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
You're a schmuck, Morris. You always have been, and you always will be. I've told Maureen.
What can I say? If there's anything I can ever do for you, don't ask me.
It's what you've ever done for her. You're a lazy, good-for-nothing scrounger who can't even be bothered to get a job.
I got a job. Just 'cause I don't work regular hours don't mean I haven't got a job.
Gambling's not a job. It's just an excuse for a night out with the boys and the girls.
Oi, hold on. Now, what are you on about?
Oh, it talks. I beg your pardon?
This geezer's just lost his missus, right? He don't need all these verbals. Now, do you know where she is or don't you?
As it so happens, I don't. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
That I can believe.
Look, if she's decided she's had enough, good luck to her. The best thing she can do is get a divorce.
What, and take him to the cleaners like you did your old man?
I think you'd better leave.
I think you're right. Come on, son. She obviously don't fancy fellas. You could break that.
Thank you.
Mr. Daly.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you. You thought what you're going to do with all this dough you're making? I mean, 2 or 3 thou each. I mean, it's not a fortune, but could turn into a nice little nest egg if it was handled properly.
You have something in mind, Mr. Daly?
Me? No. Oh, I know a fella bought 200 acres down on the Algarve. He's selling it off at $2,000 a plot. Now, if you was to invest in a bit of that, sit on it for some time, you'd see it triple in value. Or you could do a deal with one of them property developers down there, get him to build you a nice little villa in exchange for partner to rent or even for sale. Either way, you can't lose.
Unless the land turned out to be worthless.
Eh?
I had a client who invested 10,000 in just such a scheme in the south of France. Well, the area was just as the vendor described, except he forgot to mention the nuclear power station in the middle of it.
That is just bent, isn't it? Honestly, some of these villains, they've got no principles at all. I do not know how they get away with it.
Woman? What's she sound like?
If you'd sent that sort of message through the mail, you'd have to wrap it in a plain cover.
But she didn't seem to be in any trouble.
Trouble? If she could have reached through the phone, I'd be the one in trouble.
It's got to be Mo.
Yeah, but why'd she walk out like that? Do you have a row or something?
Nothing important. She accused me of being out with a bird, but I told her it was strictly business.
She believe it?
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't too pleased when she heard what her business was, but... Well, I said I've got to make a living.
So the last time you saw her was when she left for Brent Cross, right?
Yeah.
Where she met Sadie, who probably told her you were no good for her.
Yeah, she's heard all that crap before. That's no reason for her to suddenly go on the missing list. Dwell. She came back. She came back after I left for the club.
Hold on. Look, if you're thinking of leaving someone, you don't go shopping, bring the gear back and then leg it, do you?
Why not?
Pass.
Hold on.
What?
I've just remembered where I've seen that Sadie before.
Where?
In the club last night.
Sadie? Yeah. Well, she's no gambler. She's always telling Maureen it's a mugs game.
How about this? Maureen meets Sadie at Brent Cross, right? Maureen goes on about she thinks you're up to naughties. Sadie wants to play detective. So she goes down the club, sees you leave with the Welsh bit, phones up Maureen and tells her she's right.
This Sadie, big, brassy woman, mid-40s?
100.
She came into the ladies when Jackie and I were talking. She must have overheard what we were talking about.
Well, what were you talking about?
Morris. And how she fancied him.
Oh, my God.
That still doesn't explain why all her stuff is still here. I mean, where can a woman go without a change of clothes?
Nudist colony? No, sorry.
Close. The Grange.
The what?
The Grange. It's a health farm near Arkley. Maureen goes there when she's depressed.
Ah, there you go, then.
No. There you go, my son. You're going to have to bring her back to her. Listen, you can explain to her that there is absolutely nothing between me and that bird. I mean, maybe she'll listen to you. Yes, you tell.
No.
Manage that, can you, Terry? Just describe the relationship between you and me. She'll get the picture.
Come on, Penny. Listen, there's no need for you to throw a mood. Well, feel like a trip to Arkley. Never know, I might even treat you to a sauna.
Sweet of you, Terry. But all I need is a bed. A single bed.
See what you've done, Morris? Started a bleeding epidemic.
Oh, no, that comes later. After you've heated it up, and then you let it cool down. And then when it really starts to congeal, can you use pistachios instead of strawberries? I'm mad about pistachios. Oh, yes, I suppose you could do. You'd have to chop them up very fine, of course. Then you could spike the vanilla with a little kirsch.
Oh, shut up!
I beg your pardon?
I came here for some peace and quiet, not to listen to a couple of pot bellies rumbling.
Excuse me, ladies, I just want a quick word with Mrs. Michelson.
That's it, son. You take her home to Dad. This is no place for skeletons.
Can we go somewhere and
Look, you're
chat?
wasting your time, Terry.
Morris wants you to come back. He's ever so upset.
So upset he sent the office boy.
He had to go to the club, look after his punters.
That Welsh tart, you mean? She's the one he's looking after.
He's not chasing that bird, honestly. Sadie got it all wrong.
You talked to Sadie?
Yeah, right mixer that is.
I suppose the voice that answered the phone at my own home was a recording.
Nah, that was Penny.
Penny?
That's my bird. She was just answering the phone while we went to Brent Cross.
To look for me?
Yeah.
Got a motor, Terry?
Yeah.
Any tang about then.
Well, what shall I tell Morris?
Tell him I'll be back tomorrow.
Terrific.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus. 7 rouge, impérimento. Carré.
You shouldn't have sent Terry out of town, Morris. You really shouldn't have. I mean, who's going to look after this lot if there's any bother?
There won't be any bother. If they start anything, then no Terry will come looking for them.
That'll be a lot of use to us with our legs in plaster, won't it?
Arthur, relax. You're insured against minor injuries, aren't you?
You have got no priorities, Morris. That is your trouble. There's plenty of time to go looking for your wife when all this is over. No point in leaving your investment unprotected.
It is not unprotected. We've got you, haven't we?
Hold it, sunshine!
Anything wrong?
Not many. I've seen kids do it better than that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Get your coat off.
Don't be funny.
Mr. Parsons.
Yes, Mr. Michelson.
A friend here. He's got 2 1,000 chips up his sleeve. He took them from the top of this lady's pile. I want him searched.
Now, look here.
Just a moment, sir. You realize, Mr. Michelson, that's a very serious accusation. And if it proves to be unfounded, this gentleman could sue you for slander.
I will.
I didn't ask for legal advice. I asked to have him searched.
Very well. Shall we do it in the office? Please continue, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, Arthur, I need a witness.
You sure about this? I mean, wouldn't it be better just to forget it?
Forget it? 2 grand? Arthur, you're not well.
I won't be if I go in now.
Come on.
George, help the gentleman off with his coat, would you? Now, Mr. Michelson, you say this gentleman has chips up his sleeve. Which one?
The right one.
Roll up your sleeve, sir, please.
You bastard. It's a setup. You palmed him.
That's enough. Take Mr. Michelson outside. I suggest the back door. Take him for a drive and convince him it would be in his best interests not to come back. Go.
You won't get away with this, Parsons. My life, you will not get away. Arthur, come with me.
What?
I'm going to get a stumping.
Yeah, well, I told you not to stick your neck out. Sorry about that, Mr. Parsons. He's not himself tonight. Bit of wife trouble.
Not your fault, Mr. Daly. Friend of yours, is he?
Friend? No, nothing like that. No, hardly know him. Bye-bye.
Be careful! All right, now!
Cheers, Tom. Have a look in his pocket, will you? There should be 2 grand in chips.
Right.
Nice. Bloody amateurs trying to con a pro.
Monsieur, rien ne va plus.
Arthur. Oh, Terence. Nice of you to show up. Hey? Taking off for foreign parts and leaving your reverend guide and mentor to fend for himself.
Foreign parts? I went to Arkley.
Yeah, well, as long as you're not expecting any wages for tonight, that's all.
Hold on, I thought we were on a percentage.
Yeah, here we are. But the percentage will have to be adjusted, won't it? I mean, naturally.
Oh, yeah, naturally.
Hey, you see Morris?
Yeah, outside. He was getting a good hiding.
Oh, my God,
Nah, don't worry, he's all right. He's gone home. He wants you to cash up and then back to his gaff for the share out.
Oh, thank God for that. I'll tell the punters.
Here.
Monsieur, faites vos jeux.
Better have that.
Madame, monsieur. Faites vos jeux.
Good boy. That's why we get on so well together, you and me. We can trust each other.
10.5 from the other 2 nights. That makes 27 grand. 13.5 is mine, and 13.5 split 6 ways is 2,250 each for you. Mr. McCann, if you would do the honours.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. I'm sure they'll all agree with me when I say that we've had the time of our lives.
Well, that's lovely. That is lovely. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you very much.
You know, I still don't see why we can't go on.
Well, Major, as the Duke of Wellington said, when they done their brains, put the boot in.
Maybe we'll get together again sometime.
Yes, yes, maybe.
If you gentlemen need financial guidance, just give me a bell. Any hour of the day or night. Here we are, my dears. Arthur Daly, your 24-hour man.
Good night.
There we are, my dear.
Goodbye, Maurice. Pity we couldn't finish what we started.
For you, it's a pity. For me, it's muscle. Good night.
10% of 13.5 grand, 13.50, right?
Right. What's 50% of that?
Hold hard, young Terence.
Oh, here we go.
What's that mean, then?
Well, it's always hold hard, young Terence, when it's time for my wages, isn't it?
Listen, I did £1 grand at the tables.
That's down to you.
What you talking about? That's legitimate expenses. I had to do a bit of punting while I was supervising the operation.
Supervising? Watching them raking the chips? Oh, that's bleeding hard work, isn't it?
And another thing, you didn't turn up tonight.
I turned up in time to save you £2 grand.
I'm not saying you was wasting your time, but what you was doing was a favour to Morris, and I reckon he should foot the bill.
Fair enough. If and when she comes back, it's worth a ton.
There you are, there's another one. 200 quid for 2 days' work. You can't grumble, son, can you? Stick with me, I'll make you a millionaire.
I don't think I could afford it, Arthur.
Eh?
If I ever got my hands on $1 million, I'd still end up owing you 2.
Terry, almost forgot. That bird of yours. Left you now.
Oh, have a listen. Dear Terry, I've decided to take myself off the sick list. My doctor's been so busy he's been unable to give me his undivided attention. So I'm off to the north, where they take better care of their patients. Penny.
Well, what can I tell you?
Win some, you lose some.
Cheers, Del.
Cheers. What's up?
You won't start?
Do you want to slide over and let me have a go?
It's funny, I haven't got the knack, I suppose.
Maybe I should follow in my motor just in case it stalls or something.
Maybe you should.
Right then. You lose some, you win some.